Hello, I'm Robert Nichols from Boston Trust Realty Group, and today I want to talk to investors about finding good tenants. A lot of landlords tend to have a standard procedure in finding a tenant, which starts with having them fill out an application, checking their credit, verifying income and employment, and also checking references. Now, when you check a reference, it's great, and the process sounds like pretty standard stuff, but I'll be honest with you, tons of landlords tend to lie, especially if they have a terrible tenant that they want to get rid of as quickly as possible. So if you call the landlord and ask for a reference, sometimes they say I can't give one. You have to send some paperwork or have the tenant sign a release so they can release information. And once you get past all that, then they'll usually provide a generic letter or generic statement. The tenant was great. I've really enjoyed having them. Question, would you rent to them again? Absolutely. Did they pay the rent on time? Absolutely. They paid it on time every month. But in reality, that's probably not the case. Because again, if you're a landlord and you want to get rid of a problem tenant, you're not going to tell the true story. You're going to paint them in the best picture you possibly can. So if you were to call and get an accurate reference, it probably goes something like this. Hello, I'm calling on such and such tenant, and I wanted to know if they paid their rent on time. They never paid the rent on time. They were always late on the rent. They were horrible tenants. They left the place a mess. And they stank. That's more likely to be the truth when it comes to what a lot of these tenants did at their previous place if they're not good tenants. So I say this to say, it's good to do credit checks, obviously. It's also good to check their income, verify employment as well. We also check for judgments and evictions, which I think is more critical than checking a reference, which they could lie on. And you really get a good picture of who they are. And then the last step in the process is the tenant interview. You want to make sure that the landlord interviews the tenant, or as a landlord that you interview the tenant and feel comfortable with them before agreeing to accept their application. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I hope you found this information helpful. Have a great day.